How are you?
Well, that is the question of the evening. How are you? Welcome,
Our
everybody.
video is how COVID started.
Yeah, we're happy that all 10 of you are here. Hopefully, we'll have lots more as we go through the evening. Welcome to the Watch Hangout on Tuesday. We have Jen here, Blake, Nate, and Mitch are all in the building. We've got somebody backstage as well helping me press all the buttons. So we thank you all for being here. And yes, as our friend Nate says, tell your friends to come to the stream now. Absolutely. Tell them to get in here. We got 11. Let's go. And as you're coming in this evening, don't forget to upvote. And don't forget to enter the race this evening. We will be racing at the end of the show. So your super chats get you in there. Joining the channel, if you're not already a member, get you in there as well. And buying gifting memberships, get you in the race. And a couple of you that are very active in the chat will get in for free. And
Nice.
we want to welcome AB in here. Hola, amigos. Hey,
Hello,
man.
baby.
Hope you're doing well. And we guess we'll start it off with some wrist shots. Let's see here. Let's start it off with Mitch. How you doing tonight, Mitch?
Oh, I am fine. My eyes are fine, and I'm finally on theme for Speedy Tuesday.
Yeah.
La première Omega en espace. With a little continental flair.
Uh-huh. Does that mean first Omega in space?
Yes, it does.
Thank you very much. Man,
my French is better than my Yiddish, so.
We've got Nate, the former owner of 33 and a G, who's been selling watches like crazy. What do you have on your wrist tonight, man?
Tonight I'm wearing my Citizen EcoDrive pilot's watch.
There you go. I like
Cool.
that watch, man. $50, you can't beat that with a stick.
You can't, especially now that it's 187.
100? Yeah, is that what it costs now? 187.
It is. It's
Yeah,
shocking.
man.
I got this on a flash sale on Amazon probably about 5 years ago when I was, or maybe 6 years ago when I was first starting really collecting watches.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that was solar powered. And I just checked it earlier this week, $187.
Yes. And Mr. Blake, what is on the wrist this evening, sir?
I'm wearing the Marin Instruments Odyssey.
Oh, very cool. That looks nice.
Super cool. Yeah, it's a little watch I'm doing a review on, and I'll send it back, but super
Very
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's very cool. I have on the Community Watch.
Whoa, yep.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful Longines that was gifted by a bunch of members of the channel who were nice enough to gift me that for my birthday a couple of years ago. And love this thing, love this watch, wear it all the time.
When you said community watch, I was afraid it was going to be the New York Jets.
No, not that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that watch is. I have no idea where it ended up.
Somebody needs
It's
to
probably a good
idea.
thing.
Somebody needs to cough it up and acknowledge they've been holding on to that sucker.
And our last watch of the evening, as far as panelist goes, belongs to Jen. What's up tonight, ma'am?
It is
Oh, your Speedy homage.
Tuesday, yep. And
Yay.
I'm going double purple today, so
Yeah. So you got some bands for your heart monitor now too, huh?
yeah, I've had this one, so it's been on another watch, so I can swap them around. It's a pretty common size, so that helps.
That's cool.
I
We've
had no
got-
idea we were going purple. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no!
Here
Don't
we
you
go.
dare!
He's going to
Don't
get the
you
purple
dare.
Invicta.
Oh God.
We've got
we're all
Tariq in,
gonna
who is
die.
watching with his sons tonight. Future Watchaholics,
All
welcome,
right.
and the kids. We are family friendly this evening. We've got No Biggie Sal, upvote for the crew. Thank you, sir. We do appreciate the upvotes. And we have AB in with us about the new AP releases. We'll be talking about those in just a minute. We have Stefan Baden-Baden in. Hi from Germany. Hello there.
Oh,
Mighty early there, too. Nick joining us tonight, looking to get an Omega Speedmaster or Tudor Reverse Panda Chrono. Mitch, you just got 2 Speedmasters.
Yes.
Tell Nick what you think of them.
I basically, good question.
Do you like it?
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, I really like both the White Speedy and the First Omega in Space. They really have very different looks to them.
Mm-hmm.
The First Omega in Space is more, it almost looks a bit more formal. It's slightly
Okay.
dressier.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, whereas the White Speedy has more of a tool watch. Not that it can't be dressed up. I mean, the bracelets on both are pretty, can be dressed up or dressed down.
Right. I think the Speedy's a beautiful watch. I also like the Tudor. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the Speedy is, if I'm remembering correctly, slightly thinner than the Tudor chronos are.
Yeah, because the Speedies are manual wind.
Yeah. And also, before you get anything, I would wait to see what Tudor releases at Watches and Wonders, because there's all kinds of rumors that they're going to go back and re-release, what is it, the Prince Chrono with the triple dial on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would wait and see what they release. You may like that Prince Chrono better than the Black Bay Chrono that's currently in their lineup, if they do indeed release it. So that would be our advice to you, or at least my advice to you. I don't know if anybody else has any advice on that.
I agree
Those
with
particular
that.
watches.
I agree with that completely. Given that last year they made the Prince 3 register chrono in solid gold for the only watch auction, and it's also coming up on, I believe, the 50th anniversary of the Big Block Chrono, which is the 3 register chrono from back in the 1970s.
Oh,
It wouldn't surprise me if they did that.
And the thing is, for that only watch, they created a brand new chrono movement.
Yeah, that's what I would be interested in.
And right now they're not using that chrono movement in anything. So it seems to me it would make sense if they brought back the Prince Chrono, the triple register in stainless steel, and use that new movement in it, because, like I say, it's not doing anything right now. It's just sitting around.
Yeah, plus it'd be sort of not all that impressive if they just released the Prince reissue with a 7750 clone.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. So yeah, wait till first week of April. We got Trap in the house. Hey man, hope you're doing well. What's happening? Watch people.
Robert, telling somebody that they have to wait for a full month to buy a watch.
I know, it's horrible.
Really
isn't it?
difficult for some people.
It's horrible. Caliber YQG is in the house, and we have our first super chat of the evening from Kleiner Hun to $5. Just stopping by for a quick hello. Have a great stream, everyone. Thank you so much for the support, Kleiner Hun. You're the first in the race this evening. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Oh, Lord. Here, do I really want to put you full screen? Not really.
Oh my God.
Let me get the angle correct for that anti-reflective coating.
Whoa.
Okay, that's enough of that.
This This is watch porn.
Yeah. Oh, hope you have
That
hope you have a
needs
good
to
evening
get
there, Nate.
gone. That needs
Thank
to get
you.
cold.
I mean, it's the midget stat porn of watch porn, but
Oh,
it is
Oh
watch
my
porn.
gosh.
That could be the chapter 2 in the upcoming novel, The Culling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there goes our viewership. Good night, everybody. So we've got a bunch of new releases to talk about tonight. So let's start. I mean, AP just went nuts and released everything under the sun. Of course,
Robert, do we really have a bunch of new releases, or do we just have many of the same release?
we have many of the
No.
same release, but we also have a couple of other brands that did some releases too. So we'll get to
That's
that as
good.
well. But let's start with this one, which is very pretty. A lot of people really don't like the code 1159 for one reason or another. I think this is a good looking watch. I like it. I mean, I'm not a diamond person, so it's not like I'm going to run out and buy anything like it. But
Right.
what do you guys think? Sand gold.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a watch.
Yeah.
I like the sand gold in the royal oak. I don't like it in this form factor for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the concentric circles, since this is sort of
Yeah.
the same kind of vibe as the steel codes, doing it in sand and just diamonds on the lugs. I mean, cool. It's a
And on the
tourbillon.
crown. The crown is got diamonds on
and
it.
the side of the case too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, those look like whole half pointers too. As the person in the group that actually does like diamonds on a watch and wears diamonds on a watch on a regular basis, I don't want this watch.
And the buckle. And the
Look at
buckle.
that.
Really?
Whoa.
I can see you losing diamonds from that real fast.
Do you have to have diamonds on the sole of your shoes in order to wear this watch? I don't.
Nice movement, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's in there, but yeah. So this is our first new release from AP. We'll be going over, I think, pretty much all of them this evening. So
how much are they asking for this $45,000 watch?
Let's see what they're asking for it. Probably a hell of a lot more than $45,000.
With diamonds, it's not even going to be close.
188,300 euros.
Sand gold and diamonds, both premium.
I can feel my a-hole puckering up from the depreciation.
I know, right? Oh, you think it's puckering up now? Just wait till you see some of the other ones that are coming down the line.
So here's another one. The three-toned version of the Royal Oak Offshore.
42, 43, 41. What size is this?
Let's see. What is a 43?
Oh, 2008 called. They'd like their watch back.
Yep.
As big trucks have came back, big watches have just come back too.
This watch should come with its own truck nuts.
I like the size. I don't care for the general look. First of all, maybe I'm colorblind, but what's the three tones?
Rose gold or pink gold, gray, and looks like green of some sort.
Green, and it wasn't just. So they're saying that the sort of steelish little gray. Okay, I see now. I get it now. Duh.
Is it rose gold or is it white gold?
The rotor is 22 karat gold, pink gold.
Yeah, let's see if we can find a picture.
I don't know if the. Yeah, I don't know if the.
It looks like white gold
on the front.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just pictures.
It says 22 pink gold here on the thing, but yeah, it looks more white to me than pink.
So it's 58,200 euros. Trap Vision with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Greatest show on YouTube. You're on YouTube too, my friend. So But Trap does some great lives as well. You need to join him and follow his channel as well, Trap Vision 3D, if you want to check out everything that he's doing. Let's see. I'll need to find this one as well. This is, let's see. I need to. Sorry, this website's giving me problems. It's not Monochrome site. It's another one. It's the AP site, of course. So what do we think of this one?
I think this is super cool.
It's a cool dial.
It's a little different. We were talking about this morning on OC's show, and they don't like it. I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but they were talking about if you're going to do something that is going to be like a 150th celebration, something like that, you want something that's going to stand out from everything else that they make. Like you want somebody that walks by you and they see it and they go, oh my gosh, that's the 150th anniversary version. You know, you don't want it to look like every other Royal Oak or every other Code 1159 or anything like that. So I really like that this one is, of course, in a premium metal and that the dial is different than anything else they've ever done on these.
Yeah.
And it's a sonnery minute repeater, what have you. So
yeah,
the cash register, ka-ching, you know.
Yeah, that dial's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think that this. I mean, this is obviously a rendering, but Opal in person is stunning. Like anything with Opal is going to be nice.
I really kind of like this comment though. What is that, weather radar?
I know that's what it looks like.
I've seen this going over Florida from June to November of every year for the last 40 years.
Mark's in here. Looks like
showers south of St. Louis.
Yeah, looks like the Oris recycled garbage dial. Actually, it does sort of. We're going to get to the open version in just a sec. We'll do that right now, as a matter of fact. So, what do we think of
wild. I think this is sand gold as well.
Let's see.
I like skeletonized, but it's even a little too busy for me.
Yeah.
I think you'd have a hard time actually telling the time.
Yeah, but it's a super sonnery.
Yeah.
That's the movement. I'm trying to see if there's a bigger picture of the dial. I don't think so.
These new codes are so nice, people are going to give half a crap about them as compared to the codes now. Single crap about it.
I know, right? Yeah, they're finally reining them in.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame because some of the codes are absolutely fantastic, and they still cannot find one that they can sell for more than half its retail value on the secondary market.
Yeah,
there's a blue one coming up that is absolutely stunning. I
like the burgundy dial in white gold.
Yes, the burgundy dial in white gold at 50 off is a stunning watch.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that real quick. Okay.
What, just the regular burgundy dial or the next one?
Yeah. Did they release a new burgundy dial today?
Not as far as I know.
Oh, okay. No. All right. Yeah, because I've got the new ones up here. I just don't have the past catalog is up here. But we're talking about the new ones for now, and then we can go look at that. Pedro agrees with Jen, and I do too, that the dial is just a little bit too busy. The open work is just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I can't even tell the time on it, but I bet you they have it set to 10:10.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
I love the concept of a skeleton watch, and I've owned a few over the years, but I never keep them because I can't tell the time.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I'm not a huge skeleton watch fan. I don't think I have any. right now, as a matter of fact. Here's the burgundy dial Nate brought up for everybody to look at. That's a gorgeous dial.
Yeah,
It really is.
I think one of those may be in my future.
Uh-oh.
And the strap that they paired it with. Yeah, the strap they paired that with is actually, I happen to really like the second generation of the three-handed codes with the Fume kind of dial. All the colors are great. The red in particular is fantastic. And they could have screwed it up with a lousy strap, and they make the watch with this strap, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like an alligator. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I like it.
I'll pull it off the screen.
So let's go to the next AP, which is this one, the Offshore chronograph 42 millimeter black ceramic with a mega tapisserie dial. Did I get all of that right?
You did get all of that right. It's unfortunate that AP didn't get any of it right with this watch.
Let's see. There we go.
So again, this is a remake of the ceramic beast, and the only, I mean, I understand that the movement's been updated, and there's white hands and loom on the dial, but this is like that meme from The Office. They're the same picture. The only real difference is the mega tapisserie dial. I mean, here, the big upgrade for this watch is we're going to do a dial that requires less actual work.
Well, and
less is more.
They took the Cyclops off the date, but those are the only differences I see. I mean, I like the finishing of the watch. I think it looks cool. I mean, it's not for me, but I like the look of it. Welcome in East Wind Farms. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, I mean, AP knows how to make an amazing watch. They certainly put the effort into coming up with, great use of materials, excellent engineering. I'm just so tired of Royal Oaks at this point. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. Welcome in also respectably late. Thank you for being here. And Drill Phil Bill joined us this evening as well. One on the left looks, I think he means better, even with the Cyclops. And that's the one that they're remaking, which is the remakes on the right. So let's see how much this is, by the way, because I have not looked yet.
I'm going to use my psychic abilities and tell you it's too much.
$90,000.
Yeah, 86.6 euros. So yeah, about $90,000. Yikes!
Yeah, what you can get for that same amount of money. See, now we're about to get into some really cool watchmaking with the next probably 3 or 4 at prices that are just unfortunate, in my opinion.
So this, of course, is the 1159 Perpetual calendar. It's they say next gen Perpetual calendar movement. So let's go down and
I can give you some information. I can give you information on this one if you want to go back to the original picture. Things about this.
Yeah, let me see what we got here as far as. Well, there's a nice wrist shot for you.
Yeah. So, if you zoom in, so the from a mechanical standpoint, the big improvement here is that AP, after 150 years, has finally figured out how to create a perpetual calendar mechanism that operates solely from the crown rather than a series of pushers around the outside.
Right.
I say it like that because IWC called and they like their Kurt Klaus movement from 1985 back. There's a number of other brands that have been able to do that. I mean, the big thing here for Audemars Piguet is they've kept the movement and the watch, both in this version and in the Royal Oak versions that we'll look at in a couple minutes, extraordinarily thin. I mean, this movement allows for a perpetual calendar for, I think, sub 10 millimeters thick, which is insane. Now, other than the fact that this operates, and it's a completely programmed perpetual calendar, so you shouldn't be able to screw it up by having the day, the date, the moon phase out of sync, because everything will work from the crown. You can, however, if you don't realize that you have the watch in the first position, think that you're winding the watch, but instead you're basically traveling in time ahead about a month and a half.
Yikes.
The other things that are interesting about this one, or somewhat interesting, or at least interesting to some watch people, that they have at the top, I guess the pointer hand that you see on this watch is a weekly calendar. And it used to be that week 52 was at the top, kind of like 12 o'clock is at the top. Now the number week 1 is at the 12 o'clock for the pointer. The other difference is that they day 1 of the week at the top of the date wheel is Monday rather than Sunday. So they've just decided that Monday is the first day of the week instead of Sunday. And other than that, it's pretty much mechanically the same. It's a tremendous. You
can go backwards with this perpetual calendar, I guess.
You can?
Yeah,
You can
it's one of the only ones that you can't go back with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Moser actually. Theirs allows you to go backwards if you screw it up.
This one allows you to go back. This this is a brand new perpetual calendar movement that they built for this. So that's part of the deal. Is this and any of the new perpetual calendars that you see? They're all brand new movement. It's caliber 771 something.
138.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And if you turn the crown fast enough, you can, time will slow down or speed up.
Ollie put into the chat, they did increase the reserve on this. I think they went from about 40-hour power reserve on their last generation perpetual calendar to 55 hours for supposedly. But again, it's also an automatic movement, so
yeah,
nice dial.
One. Yeah,
I like the little
gorgeous dial.
I like the pattern effect where it starts to as it grows. I don't really know how to say it, but you can see how there's little pieces that break it up.
Right.
As the yellow shade gets to the outside.
That's right. When the moon goes down, there's a red Milgauss that'll pop right up.
That's right. Is this a perpetual Milgauss?
Oh my God. Now, I do like this color. I like this color with this metal choice too. Like they didn't go with gold. They went with, is this white gold or is it steel?
I don't know. We'll look at the end there and see. We'll take this down.
That strap does not look very comfortable.
And somebody said the color reminded them of
it's white gold
of the JLC. This is a JLC derived base movement as well.
Okay.
But no, take it back. That's gone. So the brand new one is not JLC derived. Yeah. So very cool. See
how much
is this
$50,000 watch?
No,
probably 150 or 160, considering
109 Swiss francs. So what'd that be in dollars? About 120?
120 plus tax.
Yeah.
You know that they made this movement purely because the watchmakers there are sick of getting these sent into them to fix, because people go too far with the calendar, and then they're like, oh crap. And it's usually when they first get it, and then people are like, oh man, I can't wear my watch. And you have to wait like 6 months to get their watch back, and so they're like, please just give them a way to be able to change it so I don't have to do it for them.
It looks nice on wrist. It really does. It's a nice pick.
It does. No, it does. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in Moda for about $50,000 by the end of the year.
This
Oh
this
my
is
God.
this is their version of the denim Patek.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But
Yeah,
what's weird though is that that dial, the guilloche dial on the Code 1159s were what they reserved for the steel pieces in the last generation steel watches. I think it's a different guilloche pattern, but that's why I was wondering, is this a steel perpetual Code 1159 because of that guilloche?
No, it's white gold.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Thomas Broadbent, the innovation may be just the cloth strap. Well done, sir.
I mean, honestly, the perpetual calendar movement that they built for these, it's stunning. Like what they've done with it is brilliant. And I hope it gets the respect that it deserves, because perpetual calendars are not easy to execute by any stretch of the imagination, to where you can have the normal person be able to adjust it and keep it going without having it sent into a watchmaker.
Ulysse Nardin did that years ago.
Yeah. UN and IWC, and then
Yeah.
JLC taking the IWC and all of the other Richemont brands that use the Kurt Klaus perpetual module.
I thought I know Kurt Klaus designed it, but it was my understanding that they collaborated with JLC to produce it. Like Kurt Klaus from IWC designed it, JLC produced it, and they brought it back to IWC.
My understanding was that Kurt Klaus designed and IWC constructed the module, because the module actually goes onto a base value movement, and that's that was the big thing. They weren't. Nobody at that time was able to come up with a true perpetual movement itself that was able to be controlled solely by the crown and without the pushers. Kurt Klaus was able to develop a module, which to some extent is why those perpetuals, both the IWC versions of it, and then JLC took it and put it in the Master Control series for their perpetuals. And those watches are all thick boys.
Yeah, they are.
And JLC, actually, the big improvement that JLC did to that was, instead of having it work through the crown, which again, if you can think you're winding it, but you accidentally move forward a month and a half, they did it and they programmed it with a single pusher. That again, it's programmed to work the same way as the Kurt Klaus. Everything moves forward at the same time by pushing it one time with the pusher, which is actually a safer way of changing the dates and everything like that on those watches. The only downside to them was they're not meant, if you accidentally leave the watch sitting for a year or two, to then have to go and push it 700 times, you will break the mechanism. As I know all too well from personal experience with my own JLC perpetual grandmother box that I got last year or 2 years ago, but was set to 2014.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And he just finished adjusting it today.
That's right.
Well, speaking of perpetual calendars, speaking of perpetual calendars, here's the Royal Oak version of it, as Nate alluded to a little while ago, that we would see that next. And so here they are. I think these are really nice.
Yeah.
Totally. The one on the left is stainless steel. It goes for 109, I believe, is what that's ticketed at. And the other one is their sand gold, so it's probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding the retail prices, the actual price will be unobtainium.
Yeah. I think they're only making 100 of each of these, if I'm right.
They're doing with these Jennies. They're doing 150 of the first 150 of each of these is going to have the special 150th anniversary rotor on them.
Rotor. Okay.
Kind of like what they did with the
Right.
16202 for the 50th anniversary of the Royal Oak. So those will have the 150 anniversary rotor on them, but then all of these are going to go into the regular collection, and they'll just have the standard rotor, kind of like the jumbo.
Okay.
You know, I have one of tonight's deep questions. Cue the deep question music.
Ta-da! I don't know.
Yeah. At what point does it not make any sense to publish the price of a watch? Because, number one, if you have to ask what the price is, you can't afford it. So to say that this watch is 389,000 francs.
I think they should just post it. It's like always and forever. It's like look, if you're like buying a house, right? Some of these watches are the same prices as houses. Like you know, like you don't go on realtor.com and it's like call for price, you know, like you can see what the price is,
but
right?
Houses are different than watches.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting because the gold is not that much more expensive. Sand gold is 130,000 Swiss francs, 109,000 for the steel. You would think that the gold would be much more expensive than the steel. But
well, that's usually the pricing model for that. I mean, you could even go look at a Daytona. Steel Daytona is $15,000. The solid gold bracelet Daytonas are like 45, so 3x. Or actually, I think they're more than 45 now, so more than 3x. Yeah, but again, they could put $130,000 on that watch, or they could put $350,000 on that watch. I don't think that it matters. I think that the people that are going to be eligible to get it are probably the same people who have already gotten a John Mayer Perpetual Royal Oak and a Travis Scott, and have spent $1 million plus with the brand and whatever this costs, it just costs.
Yeah. Especially the steel one. The steel one is going to be really hard to get. Honestly,
I would take the gold over the steel. I mean, that's just me, given my collection and my collecting habits.
Right.
But, when the delta between gold and steel, if I was offered both of these at retail, after I sold the kidney off and part of the liver, I'd choose the gold over the steel 7 days out of 7.
Yeah.
They might as well just put price upon request, which is what Rolex does and Vacheron does for some of the higher end pieces.
But yeah, I like the looks of those. I really do.
I still think price always matters.
Yeah.
Price always matters to some people in a certain price range. But once you have a watch that costs, $500,000, the people that can afford that don't care what the price is.
Yeah, but if you look at even some of the higher end assets, I guess, if you want to call this an asset, yachts, cars, houses, they're all listed, right? This shouldn't be any different. I think they're just trying to keep that exclusivity up, let me vet the buyer and do all this BS,
You get the same effect by saying price upon request.
Yeah, you're right, but I think knowing the price would bring you either more serious buyers or push other buyers away.
When I saw the article on Monochrome today, I looked at the watches. I did not look at the prices because I know that they're so far out of my range.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference what the price is.
This is a pretty good one. Not for the pores.
Yeah, that's right. If you're not Kevin Hart, this is not yours.
Kevin Hart will get this watch and then he'll get 150 grand just to wear it.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got both. He's probably got both of them.
So this is one that Jen pointed out too as another new release, and I like the looks of this watch too. The Code 1159 Chrono, beautiful blue, very very nice. I think the band looks real nice with that the blue on the dial. What do you guys think about this?
I don't like it.
It's an attractive watch.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I can't say anything that I don't like about it, but I mean, just when you look at the profile and I don't know, it just seems weird to me. I don't know.
I kind of like that.
The one with the diamond markers, right?
Yeah, diamond hour markers, white gold with the ceramic mid case, I believe. Blue ceramic mid case.
Yeah,
see, that's what kills it for me.
Yeah, that's ugly.
No, it's not even a question of that it's ugly. It's just that it, I'm a fan of the Code, case design. I think that what they did from an engineering standpoint with this case is just tremendous. I just know what these things sell for.
I just
can't imagine.
Yeah.
I hate how they use blue ceramic on the inner part of the case.
Well, they did they did white gold with black ceramic
I didn't like that one either.
Earlier versions of this. It's just, when we look at the chronographs and the perpetuals, I have to try to compare them in my mind to, other high-end Swiss or Holy Trinity, integrated bracelet, perpetual calendars. And, for my money, I think I would still take the overseas perpetual, either the open work or the standard open works, which are the ultra thins, or the standard dials, over those Royal Oaks.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this watch.
Yeah, I do.
Not gonna lie, I like it.
I do too.
I mean, you can
like
always
the dial texture.
You can always change your Grail watch, Robert.
Yeah, no, I don't like it enough to buy it. I can't afford this kind of thing. Let's see. Does it
the dial? What's going on with the
75.
dial?
It's 75.
75.
It's just a grained Tuscan blue dial, so it's just got kind of a grain finish to it. It's not like super textured.
It's a good blue.
Not like it's not like their asphalt. It's lighter than that. It's not as bad as that. But for me, these companies are trying to move towards a unisex model. As a female, this is a model that I can do more with than, like, say, a Royal Oak. It's round, it's colorful. So you start out on a good foot with that. It's got diamonds in it if you want diamonds. Not every woman does, but this isn't over the top with diamonds either. It's indices. And then you throw on, a different strap. You can change straps, get, colorful with it, whatever. But I think this works more down the middle of both sides. Guys and girls can wear this easier than one or the other.
Yeah, I would definitely be. This would definitely be something I would want to. And again, I like the codes. There's a particular code that I actually want to add to my collection at some point as an end game watch. But I could absolutely see wearing the heck out of this thing, but just not new.
Yeah.
I want to thank Phoenician Cedar for the 5 gifted memberships. Our gifted memberships go to Forbin, Red Shovel, Watch Community, Portwater Dogs Forever, and Temple 91. So thank you guys. You are now members for a month. And if you want to stay in the group and become a permanent member, you can get into our WhatsApp group and talk about watches all the frickin' time.
I just want to talk about watches.
That's what we do is we talk about watches. So yeah, Phoenician Cedar, thank you so much. Of course, you are in the race as well. You want to get in the race tonight, gift memberships, super chats, join the channel. We'll add a couple at the end of the night of people who have been active in the chat. And so please get in the race, man. We love it. Also, don't forget to drop a like. We've got 45 watching right now. I'm not sure how many likes we have, but I bet it's not 45. So please drop a like as well. We would appreciate that as we continue to go through the new releases.
I love how they call the case just blue ceramic. They don't put that as steel and blue ceramic. And the same thing, people calling out that it's a fabric strap, but they have it listed as a bracelet.
Well, it's actually not fabric.
Rubber.
It's rubber.
It's rubber.
Yeah, that's textile on the top and then rubber on the inside.
But yeah, I like the looks of it. We'll move on to the next one. Speaking of open worked, the next one is another open worked one.
This I saw. This is crazy.
Yeah, the 150th anniversary. Back to the Perpetual calendar deal and open work Perpetual calendar with the Audemars Piguet across the moon phase. Let me see if we can get something bigger here so we can really see that. There we go. What do you guys think of this one?
I love it.
At least for an open work, it's easier. It's easier to read than the last one.
Yeah, it's not. It's at least readable. You're right.
So, Nate, what's your opinion of the open worked Perpetual calendar 150th?
So I think that this one is titanium with that new metallic glass as the bezel. This is another interesting use of materials watch from AT. You know, they were one of the first brands to use tantalum also, so they're always on the cutting edge for materials. I mean, again, the engineering is amazing. I happen to find this one a little bit busy for my taste.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the old Audemars Piguet script versus the more block style script. It's a tremendous watch. Again, and this is just my personal bias coming out right now, is just I am so tired of Royal Oaks. I don't know if there's any that are just like, I need to have this Royal Oak.
Restful Ignorance likes it. Damn, that's sexy open work. And we want to welcome OC into the chat this evening as well. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
By the way, if you want to pull up what I just shared, anybody that liked that wonderful blue dial of the Code 1159 chronograph, you can get
good Lord.
50 on Elegant Express.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
You are something else, I tell you.
You're so bad.
This is hysterical. They they even went and copied the lugs and the case size.
They just freaking, dude.
God.
And
they
look,
copied that straight up.
It's even more useful. It has a date complication.
Oh my God.
We're going to get rid of that thing.
Yes, please get rid of that.
Lord. Good Lord.
Who brought that up?
So apparently this is modeled after a Perpetual calendar pocket watch.
Yep.
From back in their history. And it's very similar to it. They just made the outer track bigger, really. Between that and the moon phase is a little different looking, but it's all laid out pretty much the same. I mean, to me, it's busy. Like, I love skeletonized watches, but there's a point where you're just like, if I want to see every gear in this thing, I'll be a watchmaker, you know?
There's the pocket watch you were mentioning that it's patterned after. Oh.
There, they don't even have the cursive script.
No, they don't.
We think it'd be more accurate if they did not do that. And I agree with you too, Nate. I don't like that little script.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I get it. They're calling back to their history. The commercial for it is all about that too. You know, how they've been doing this for hundreds of years and you
Also,
know, this
oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Also, something I noticed, it looks like the bezel, like the screws on the bezel, don't even look like real screws.
They're pressed in, I think, because like Nate said, the material that it's made out of, I think they just pressed it to give it the impression of that.
Yeah.
It's not like the hex that are on the bolts that are on the standard. By the way, that pocket watch was actually a 1992 20th anniversary of the Royal Oak. They did it as a pocket watch, that skeleton.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So
Really?
it's definitely from back in their history, the history of
Yeah.
the year I graduated high school. And now I feel old and going to go throw
I
myself
know.
off again.
Well, I
Oh,
graduated.
whatever.
I graduated in '81, so shut up. And Mitch is out there, and he graduated in '74, '6. I don't know. Mitch is taking a break right now, so I'll have to ask him. Trap, there's a lot going on with that piece. That is faux show. Got a honeymooners feel. Yeah. With the type of moon that they use, very much so. But let's go to something that's non-AP, because I think we've gone through all the AP new releases. Am I right? I think we're right.
Before we go on,
yeah.
Does AP, I mean, other than like the very special reissues like that brutalism piece, AP now is down to 2 lines. It's either Code or Royal Oak, isn't it? I mean, do they have anything other than those 2 lines of watches at all?
Unless you want to consider the Offshore a 3rd line, even though it is a Royal Oak as well. But it is different than the regular, I guess, Royal Oak. You want to put it that way.
Yeah, I think they just have 2 main collections, like the Royal Oak and then the 1159, and they've got the Offshore, the Royal Oak Diver, and yada yada, Offshore Diver. I mean, they've got all these weird variations of the Royal Oak.
Yeah, it's Code, Royal Oak, Offshore, Royal Oak Offshore, Royal Oak Concept, and then there's the remaster, which was the one-shot limited piece that they sold out.
If you're talking
at some point, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you're talking about different shapes, it's really only 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even necessarily shapes at this point. It's not like I want AP to suddenly have on their website like the vomit that is the Omega website with the 3,486 references of.
No, but AP used to have the Royal Oak, the Jules Audemars, the Edward Piguet, and the Millinery.
We've got a $5 super.
They also had.
Hang on just a second. $5 super chat from your friend Mikey. Thank you, Mikey. We appreciate it. I think the font clashes with the skeleton, but still think it's pretty. Hope the panel is well. And Blake.
Hanging in there. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Hope you are too.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Mikey. Thank you so much. You're in the race tonight as well. Go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry to have interrupted you.
Yeah. I really hope at some point, because AP has such a history to it. It has such a history of just amazing engineering, advanced use of materials before many other brands on a number of different occasions. The fact that they are now down to basically 2 lines of watches is sad to me. It's supposedly a Holy Trinity brand. And when you compare its offerings to Vacheron and Patek, if anybody still treats the Holy Trinity as actually being a thing, but for the sake of argument, let's say that it is. Both Vacheron and Patek have so many different lines of watches. And, you know, for all of the asinine comments that he's made of lately, you know, Terry Stern was right to get rid of the steel basic Nautilus for fear of the brand becoming the Nautilus brand. Or, because, I guess not just becoming, because I think it probably to some extent already had, but, you know, keeping it as the Nautilus brand. You know, that could turn a company like Patek and, again, AP, known for complications. For 150 years, Patek has made complicated dress watches and daily watches, and the fact that they are really the Royal Oak Company is just kind of sad.
AP starting to look a little Hublot-y.
Well,
And I mean,
how dare you, sir?
I just went through and looked to see how many collections they have. They have 5 total. 3 of them are derivative of Royal Oak. So you have the Royal Oak Offshore, the regular Royal Oak, and the Royal Oak Concept as the three out of the 5 in the collection. And of course, the remaster, which is basically 2 watches, and then the 1159. And, you know, unlike you, I've seen a lot of the historical pieces of AP. And I say this about pretty much every company at this point. I don't understand how they haven't figured out that letting the accountants run the show has literally killed their market share. The designs that they came up with back then, the creativity that they were allowed to have, is what that made them the companies that they are today. You know, AP, and, you know, you've got the Ellipse. I will say Patek has been very good about guarding some of that. You know, with the Calatrava, with the Ellipse, with some of their complications, that kind of thing. They still have that in the catalog. Is that foremost? Not really, but it's there, and they don't shy away from talking about it if somebody is interested in it. But Audemars has basically run away from that and said, we're just going to stick every egg in the freaking Royal Oak basket.
Think about before the 1159 came out, like, what was it, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago? It was just all Royal Oaks. Like, there was nothing else.
They had, that's when they killed off they had just killed off the Millenary, which
yep.
I happen to be, I think I'm the one person that really likes the Millenary. I've owned a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, I've owned the Millenary. It was a very cool watch. But again, it's a dress watch in an era where dress watches aren't you know, at the fore, but they just don't have a daily, you know, sort of everyday watch. You know, I'm not saying they should come up with a, you know, a field watch, you know, Hamilton, you know, 5226G kind of watch. But, you know, a watch on a strap that's not either Royal Oak itself or Royal Oak derivative, because the code 1159, it was intended to be a Royal Oak dress watch. When you look at it, it has the octagon shape of its case. You know, and I saw somebody comment about the, you know, the Jules Audemars, and again, the Edward Piguet. There's got to be something else that they could have to just round themselves out as a brand. Because otherwise, you know, at some point, the integrated sports watch or integrated bracelet sports watch is not going to be a thing anymore. At some point, it's just going to be over. And then what the hell are they going to do?
Yeah, and it
takes
kind of
5 years to develop anything.
Yeah, it kind of surprises me too that they haven't tried to branch out with something new in this 150th anniversary year as well. This would be the perfect time to go back in their catalog and re-release some of those classic pieces with modern movements, and kind of a modern sizing, modern twist to them. I'm surprised that maybe that's coming later this year. I doubt it, but maybe. Who knows?
I've heard that this is the first round. I heard that there's going to be 2 more rounds before Watches and Wonders.
Good.
So,
Well,
and from their
hopefully-
website, they do have stuff that says coming soon. So there is something coming.
I wonder if this is still from Francois or whatever.
Well, it has to be, doesn't it, Blake? I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I think better than all of us from having, been in the industry for as long as you have. Doesn't it take like
5 years,
5
3
years,
3 to 5 years? Yeah.
Yeah, from concept to production of anything.
Micro brands are like 2, but you can pop a watch out pretty much overnight as long as you have like the core functionality, the case. I mean, it's not like this is a new case, really, right? So they've got that already. The movement, right? The movement came from. I don't think they redesigned this movement. I could be wrong. I don't know. So yeah, it just depends. But 3 to 5 years conservatively.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I heard the American head did an interview with Malika Crawford, and she said it wasn't going to be until at least halfway through this year that you start to see the stuff that is new that's being rolled out that hasn't been handed down or a transitional piece.
I wonder what that means though. Like new, like is she gonna take the brand in a different direction, or is it just gonna be like copy
More
paste?
Royal Oaks.
I don't know.
More Royal Oaks, and
I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it, but we'll see.
From the Benamias era, you can tell from a corporate strategy standpoint that the decision was made consciously to put all their eggs in the Royal Oak basket. And the notion, I think, was that when the Royal Oak mass market, such as it was, Zeal, passes, they were going to switch over time to a smaller number of higher margin luxury watch strategy. So the fact that the Royal Oak was sort of becoming tired at the 15,300 level, that they're going to make it by being able to sell smaller numbers of ridiculously overpriced complications to a very select group of people. And that's I think what he was thinking.
Maybe.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. The one thing that I would love to see is I would have loved to seen a perpetual calendar in kind of the Cobra-esque format. Something different. Like
again, something
call
different.
back to that old, but you've pushed it forward. You've melded them together, pushed it forward, and it's not like you have the polo that would be the only other thing that would be anywhere near it besides maybe the ellipse, but it's not even the same thing. It's a different format. So I would have loved to seen something like that because they have that in their catalog. They have that back in history, and they were known for it.
I think what AP is doing to the Royal Oak is very much what Omega's doing to the Speedmaster, but they're just kind of like turning the knob a little bit. They're not really, like doing much more than just a little nudge here, a little nudge there, And I'm kind of just, I'm just tired of seeing, like you said, Nate, just tired of Royal Oaks. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to own one, but once I got it, would I wear it? Probably not,
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I was thinking to myself about, and had the opportunity on a number of occasions to pick up Royal Oak at pretty good pricing. And I've tried them on, I've worn them. But again, comparing it to the Overseas from Vacheron, I think that the Overseas is a better made watch. I think it's a movement. I think it's a more interesting watch at this point. And again, it just feels played out so much to me at this point.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Well said.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening. Hey, we're a little less than 30 minutes away from the end of the show. So if you guys want to get in on the race, please do so. Please start to get those super chats, member milestone chats work. You know how to get in the race by now. So please do that for us. We'll pick a couple at the end of the show as well who have been active in the chat and add a couple at the end. So please hop into the race. We're going to move on from AP to something that sort of looks like like a poor man's AP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
To,
do I need to go back on AliExpress?
No.
okay. Tissot going full
Tissot.
Hublot too.
Yeah.
Make it go away.
This is the new Moto
It's
GP
like
watch.
it's like a Hublot and a Royal Oak like went into that machine from The Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Francois just got back into the game and just took the Tissot job.
Oh, you made it bigger?
It's a Royal Oobloke.
There.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's a royal mistake, is what it is.
yeah.
So I take it we don't like this watch, so we
Not
will
really.
No,
move on
it's,
to something more.
it got
interesting.
voted off the island.
Yes, to use the greatest line from the 1986 movie Aliens, we have to nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
$5
Yeah.
chat from our man Tariq. Best watch live stream and best panel. Cheers, ladies and gents. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Whenever
you,
you get the kids to bed, jump on. We'll be on for about another 20 minutes. But good to see you in here. We do appreciate it and appreciate the support. So Union Glasuta is a brand. I know that Blake's familiar with them.
Yeah.
Swatch Group brand, right?
I don't know where they live at. You know, like in
I think that they're
the
a Swatch
umbrellas.
Group brand, but
I don't think so.
not sure. Maybe not. But
Nah,
so they released these two new ones, the Vero Date collection. They've had this in their catalog, but this is a some different dials and such. Let me see if we can get us a nice close up of this one.
Definitely
Yeah.
a watch.
It's a
It
Swatch,
is.
Swatch Group, yeah. Product.
It's metal and it tells time.
It's a
So what do we think of very simple German design watch? I like the green. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the green one. I saw the green one. I do like that.
And I like the bracelet. I think the bracelet looks good. I think it looks
It's Swatch Group saying, okay, you can't afford you can't afford a Longa, you can't afford a Geo. Let's give you the Hamilton from Glasuta. Boom.
there you go.
Well, and the OP from Glasuta.
these watches
Yeah.
are good. I'm sure these are very good. I don't know the brand really well at all. I've heard the name before, but this really just looks like if I went into ChatGPT and said, "Draw me a watch."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to make a mass market product here with this.
Yeah, I mean,
Something
It's-
anybody. It looks like a brick watch.
Yeah.
my reaction is that what is this watch's reason for being?
Yeah.
Just
I think the movement looks pretty nice.
It's
like
it's an
a-
upgraded ETA 2892, they said, with it's a 3.5 hertz with the silicon balance spring.
that's
So
weird.
60-hour power reserve.
I don't know why people just slow the frequency down and then just be like, oh, you got more power there. Here you go, buddy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same thing that they do with the Powermatic 80, which is
Yeah.
slowed down to get 80 hours
Use
out of
longer
it.
hairspring if the watch
It's
can
a
take it.
it's a reasonable price though, considering it's 1,800 euros,
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
1880 on strap, and
1800?
1980. Yeah, 1800 on strap and 1900 on bracelet.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Oh dear God, that is no. That's I'm sorry, Robert. That's.
He's like, I'm not paying
I
that for an
mean,
ETA. I'll buy it on the second for 500. How much is that $500 watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spent $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on a watch that has an ETA base movement or just a straight up ETA movement. Have no issue with that at all up to before. But I was expecting this to be like a $750 watch.
Yeah, I can
I
see
mean,
that.
you can get like a Zin less than this to get.
Yep.
Nate,
I
Nate's
think
done Roboto.
watch that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're
You're-
losing
Like,
you.
what's the watch
Yeah.
that you just gave to Robert?
The Laco?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the Laco looked nicer than this for 1/3 the money.
Yeah.
So I would say I would compare this more to, say, a Tissot Gentleman, which is a sort of got a watch with a Powermatic 80, and that's about $700, $780.
Yeah, or even a PRX
Yeah.
is going to be.
Yeah, the reason I
Yeah.
said gentleman is because the case finishing is sort of the same, and the bracelet, polished center link bracelet, just like this Union Glasuta had. And so, yeah, I think 780 wouldn't be too bad for this watch. I mean, $2,000, it's not bad, but it's
They're
not
leaning
great.
on the Glasuta name real
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like go to the Nomos website and look for things that are under $2,000.
Yeah.
The last comment, the Mula 29er, like that is insane value for money from Glasuta. You know, they're
Yeah,
family
Mule
owned, though.
makes great stuff.
They're not trying to for the cash grab, swatch stuff,
Yeah. Ghost of Yiddish Gambino, I'm glitching like Mitch McConnell over the price.
So you're gonna step down then?
Oh,
So can somebody pull up this Mula 29er and let's look at it?
Yeah. I thought about buying one.
And while you're doing that, we'll let me see if there's any ones that we haven't gone over this evening. Oh yeah.
All right, I got it pulled up.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, let's pull that up instead. Let me get back here.
I'm fast, Robert.
That's right.
fast like lightning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are right at the same. But I actually correction. I was thinking about the. I think it was the Sportive. No, not the sport. The Panavas.
Yeah.
These are the ones that I was thinking about. That are a little bit better value, I think.
I want to paint a Panava red if anybody wants me to paint one for him. I was
Like this
looking
one?
at those before. Yeah. I wanted to do like Year the Snake or something for it.
These especially around the 750, 800 because they're out there, even cheaper. Super good value.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that
I'm
other
real
one, the
good
first,
by
the
the price of
29er
that
that you
watch.
first brought up.
Yeah.
So zoom in on that on the blue dial up there at the top left corner. That
This
one,
one?
the light. Yeah, the light blue. Or is that more of a greenish blue? Tiffany
Minty
blue.
green, yeah.
Yeah.
Mint green.
Yeah, that's not a bad looking watch either. I like
Nope.
that.
Yeah. Super nice.
And it's what's the price on that?
It's like $2,000.
Yeah. Less. Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure it's discount
Again,
ready.
I still say, if you're in that, if you're in the $2,000 price range, go to the Nomos website. You'll find in-house movement watches on a bracelet, or any number of straps for around that same price.
I have a hard time understanding the hype for in-house. Like especially when you look at some of the like the Orient Bambinos and stuff, in house, $300, $400. But at that point, you wear it for a year and you throw it away. Same thing for some of the Miyota stuff. Same thing. Like you wear it for a year, and it's like you don't even service the movement. You just like pop a new movement in there. It's cheaper to buy a new movement and install it than it is to service it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that those Miyota movements and a lot of the 4R Seiko movements, they'll last for 10 or 15 years with no service.
Yep.
And still run just fine.
Yep. And then this gets a little bit more trickier because they're using Solitas with their own modules.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have like what they call like a woodpecker neck regulation system.
Yeah.
Which is
GMT is going to show up now. You said pecker.
I know, right?
But this gets a little bit more harder, to swallow, I guess.
That's what she said. I mean,
we're trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it PG. You guys are the ones that
PG
are
kids watching.
Up, okay, like, but no, I mean, for $2,000, do you really want to watch? You have to send back off to Nomos and have them work on it, or or it just.
Again, I'm not suggesting to do that. I'm just saying it's like for $1,800,
there's better value out there.
Yeah, there's so much better value out there.
Yeah,
and again, Robert mentioning the Tissot Gentleman, that I've had that watch before. It's a great daily watch.
Oh yeah,
and you could get those besides the fact you can get them new on a bracelet for like $800. You can get them pre-owned for like $450.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our friend Thomas Burnett staying again up way too freaking late. £5 super chat. The Jules Audemars QPs are the best Perpetual APs have done. If they were a couple of millimeters bigger, they would be perfect. AP needs to bring them back. I think you'll find some agreement about that.
Yep.
Yeah. Agreement among a group like this, unfortunately, and not amongst the people, the normies who actually go and buy one watch. The one good watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and just talking about that, like that $2,000 price range, there's so much out there. I mean, you can go buy a Speedmaster for that used. Like you can get a decent Speedmaster for that.
I got my my Mark II like right there, like I can't remember, like 1650 or something.
Well, you can
they were even cheaper back then, or you can get the if you like 39 millimeters, you can get the Speedy reduced. Under $2,000.
You can get a bunch of Longines at that price.
Yep.
Yeah, you can get a reduced for 15 all day.
Yep.
You can get a new Hydra Conquest for less than that.
There you go.
And we're talking about brand new, not discounted anything. You can get them secondary and discounted for less.
You can get a Murph, you can get a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
You can get like a ton of secondhand Breitlings, which I think, like you can pretty much get a handful of Breitlings.
Excuse me.
I think I got my Cosmonaut for like 22 or 2,300. Mind you, that was a fluke deal, I think, but
there's stuff out there. Yeah,
there's so much value out there for $2,000.
So I think we've got.
I can't believe we've gotten so totally offended, and we spent like a half an hour on AP Perpetual calendars, and probably just as much time on a Union Glasuta overpriced turd.
We lost our minds on it.
From the sublime.
Well, in all fairness, it led to a better discussion about value proposition, right?
Yeah.
I hope somebody out there. I hope somebody out there is not like, oh, I got $2,000 to buy a watch. Click like Union Glasuta. Buy now. Like, no. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, yeah. So it was a transitional conversation, right?
Get you a PRX and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
And still have money.
What's the term when Trump jumps around on his topics? That's what we're doing. I can't.
Yeah.
think
He's
of it.
doing the weave. The
Yeah,
weave.
we're weaving. We're
Weave.
weaving. We're
We're
weaving.
weaving. We're bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, there you go.
So here's the last weave of the evening.
Whoa.
This is a new regulator from Louis Erard. See if we can get.
The Grave
I
Blue.
love that. Yeah.
Well, it's not actually a new regulator from Louis Erard. Louis Erard just pretty much makes the same regulator in
Yeah.
the same case, and then collabs with other watch designers for the dial.
Yeah.
I've owned a couple of them. You can get very cool versions of the Louis Erard regulator. I think it's like an a Solita SW206 or 266 movement in these. There's nothing special about the movement. There's nothing special about the case. It's all in the artistry of the dials. And man, there have been some crazy ones. These are really nice.
Yeah, I really like the collab with that whimsical French dude, Alain Silverstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the hands, and I like the script on the Arabic script. Like super good.
Yeah.
Super good.
So a question, Nate would probably know this better than any of us. Aquaterra for under 2K. I haven't seen one quite that good. I've seen them for 3,200 maybe is the best I've seen one.
For the 41 millimeter, I've seen them for the 41s. I've seen them dip under 3,000 for older versions. You had the teak dials that for a while went vertically instead of horizontally. So you're going back like a generation or two. It's not going to have the nicer version of the coaxial or the rotor on I think it's the 8800 movement that they were using. It's the last generation. But you can absolutely find Aquaterras in the twos if you're going back, probably to the late 2000s, early 2010s. I don't think I've ever seen one for 2000.
No.
That wasn't a quartz. I mean, again, there are definitely Aquaterra, full-size Aquaterra quartzes you can get for 2000, even less. But if you're willing to get a watch and you don't care about the papers or the box because you don't wear either of those, and you just want the watch, you can definitely find them in the twos. But just not the newest versions or the newer version.
Trap brings up a good point. Tissot 1939 Heritage, 1075 COSC certified movement. Yeah, those are cool watches too. Trap has one. That's why he brought it up. But those are very cool watches. Love them.
I like the PRX Carbon. I'm a big fan of that.
That's a cool watch.
Same here.
Yeah.
I sort of have my eye on that one too, but they're a little bit hard to get.
Really?
I'm going to give you a 2-minute warning to get into the race. 2-minute warning. We'll throw in a couple of extras at the end, but if you want to be assured a spot in the race, super chat, member milestone chat, join the channel. That will get you in, as well as gifting memberships will get you into the race tonight for sure. And then we'll just add a couple at the end of folks who have been active in the chat this evening. So
just as an FYI, I just went and just did a couple of quick searches on eBay and other places. You can absolutely, if you go to the 36 mil size for the coaxial Aquaterra. So again, if you could wear a 36 millimeter date dress, because they wear big, the 36 millimeters Seamaster Aquaterra does the same thing, probably wears more like a 38, under 2,000 for a complete set. So, they're definitely out there. I'm looking to see what the least expensive, 41 millimeter size is, if that's what somebody's looking for.
Yeah, the 36, like you say, is a good size. People with even larger wrists like mine think, oh, that's going to be too small on me. Put it on and try it.
Yeah.
You might be surprised.
Yep.
God, now my head is just spinning about all this stuff under $2,000.
Tudor 1926s you can get for like $1,300-$1,400. You can get the Tudor. I mean, honestly, a watch that has absolutely no business being the price that it is on the secondary market. The 41 millimeter Tudor Royal day and date. So it's a day watch, just the same kind of movement. I mean, it's an ETA based movement, but it's an integrated steel watch with a day-date function.
Engine turn bezel.
Like the Rolex day-date. Yep. And
Yep.
Engine turn bezel. You can get those all day long for $1,500, $1,400 for a black dial, maybe $1,500-$1,600 for a blue dial, a 41, even less for a 38.
And I mean, if you want
a price range is ridiculous.
If you want an integrated bracelet watch and none of the current fare like the PRX or the 12 or all of these other ones that are out there in that price range, Tudor Royal is great.
I like a lot of the. I'm sure you guys probably saw this coming, but I like a lot of the Doxa fare. Under $2,000. Like you've got the sub 300T.
Yep.
You've got the sub 200 or 200T, depending on your wrist size. You've got the sub 1600T. Right there on the $1,500 mark. I mean, I think there's a lot of value over there too.
Yep. Well, we will cut off race entries right there. We want to Goofy Nuts got in at the last minute. Race entry. Thanks, fellas and Jen. Thank you so much for being a member for 15 months. We really appreciate that support. That'll close out the race this evening. So if our man in the back is ready to pull up the race, we will get that going here. And let's add Trap Vision. And let's add AB. They've both been. Oh, you've already got Trap Vision. I forgot. He super chatted earlier. Let's add AB. And
let's add Pedro. It seems like he's been pretty active in the chat.
Pedro.
He's been there since like the
vote
start.
for Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro.
There you go. We've got it. Vote for Pedro. So we are racing, I guess, little happy faces, our emojis tonight. 44 seconds, and away they go. Lots of music in the background. I can't even hear myself. There we go. Beautiful. We've got AB, Nathaniel, and Kleiner Hund are up there at the top. Vote for Pedro is in there as well. Everybody else kind of Uncle Mikey, what is wrong? Do you have a cold? Terrible. Kleiner Hund now starting to pull away, but we still have 12 seconds left, so it's anybody's race. And here comes Pedro.
Pedro.
Look at that. I think Pedro
turned on the afterburners.
That's right.
Turbo Pedro.
Congratulations, Pedro.
Wow.
You are a winner tonight. You will be up for the monthly race, which will either be on Friday night or Sunday night. We haven't decided which yet. We'll do the monthly for February. So tune in and find out. We will have a show tomorrow night with Mr. JJ and the crew back in the saddle. We hope you will join us then. I'm not sure what time it starts, though. I asked JJ to tell me, and not sure. But watch, put on your notifications for Watch Hangout, and I know you'll find out that probably, my guess is it'll be around 9 Eastern, but he may do an early show for the folks in Europe. So just kind of hang out and see. We want to thank everybody for being with us. Of course, Ali in the back room for running the race and making sure everybody behaves themselves in the chat. We want to thank Nate. Want to thank Blake. We want to thank the Lux Picker. I love it.
Have I got some Nova for you?
There you go. And we've got Gingy as well. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday. Join us tomorrow on the Hangout with JJ and the A team tomorrow. This is the B team signing off.
D team.
That's right. You guys You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Hey guys, look what I can do! I know it sounds funny, but I just can't do things. Hey Archie, I'm leaving you tomorrow. I'm kinda getting tired of all the names like from Jimmy calling me. So I'm kind of saying, chink out, motherfuckers. Mike the Snake, I'm leaving. I'm leaving this stream tomorrow. Chink out, motherfuckers.